you action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here with another TNI news video. And we've got Big G here filling in for Salome today, and we've got a lot to cover today, so let's jump right into it. So let's start off with a little bit of news from NECA Toys. So first of all, last week we got some low-res but official images for a couple of the upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle animated series products that are going to be released as Target store exclusives here in the US. So with these new images, we had seen these figures essentially announced when they released their visual guides for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at the end of the year. But with these new images, we're getting a look at accessories. So the deluxe chrome dome figure, and the guys at Flush also recently did an interview with the folks at NECA where they actually show this figure in hand, or at least an early prototype of it, to give you an idea of what the size is going to be. So this one's actually going to be bigger than like the Krang figure. And then Muckman and Joey Eyeball, we've seen that one multiple times before. The Genghis the Frog, and the Rasputin the Mad Frog. So we know they're doing all four of the frogs, but the first two pack looks like is going to be Genghis and Rasputin. And then Mondo Gecko, which I believe is supposed to come with the Muckman. And you can see Kerma is included with Mondo. So this is the first time we're seeing that character, a smaller figure, but we're looks like it's going to be included. So that is basically, as far as release schedules go, the next two pack that is slated for release early this probably any time now is going to be the Rat King and Vernon. So that's the next one, and then we'll be getting the Muckman and Joey Eyeball, and the Mondo Gecko, I believe, I think I want to say is next, but I won't swear to it. And then the frogs are going to be the two sets with the frogs are going to be released. Though I know they're breaking up the frogs. So again, in that Fush interview, they said Salome, everybody. So Big G stepped out and Salome is now in. So she's back. But anyway, so I know in that Fush interview they said that they were going to be breaking up the frogs, the two packs of the frogs. So we're going to get like one set of the frogs and then something else and then another set of the frogs. So, but again, I know the next two packs should be the Vernon and the Rat King. So, and for those of you who have kind of written off this line because it's been so difficult to collect, I'm not going to say it's easy to collect at this point, but I will tell you that it looks like it is getting easier. I went to my local Target last week, and I actually, for the first time, saw turtle figures on shelf with the Splinter and Baxter 2-pack. They actually had 4. They actually had 6, but another collector had picked up one for himself and one for a friend. So they literally had 6 on shelf the day I went into my Target. And I've seen other people finding the Baxter and the Splinter fairly easily. So, it seems like NECA is actually increasing their distribution on these, which is nice. Again, I won't say they're easy. I haven't seen the Krang Deluxe figure yet on shelf, but it is improving, I would say. Now switching over to McFarlane Toys. So first of all, I've got what I would consider to be a rumor at this point, but there are indications that McFarlane will be doing DC Multiverse 7-inch scale figures based on the Justice League movie, specifically the Snyder Cut. Of course, McFarlane didn't have the license when the original Justice League movie came out, so this will be our first time getting any of these characters from McFarlane, of not counting the Wonder Woman figures that they did for the Wonder Woman movie, which did not seem to do very well. A lot of negative reactions overall. I thought it was okay, but I didn't think it was great. But, with the Snyder Cut coming to HBO Max, it does look like they're doing a full line of action figures. So this comes from an overseas retailer in the Philippines by the name of Matt's Box. But a lot of these overseas listings that we've seen pop up ended up being correct. So at this point, again, not officially confirmed by McFarlane yet, but I would say a very good chance that this is going to actually end up happening. But you can see we're getting all the main Justice League characters. However, you want to note, there's a couple of what appear to be store exclusives, at least here in the US, though I don't know which stores exactly will be releasing them. But there's going to be 2 versions of Cyborg, one without the helmet and then one with. We saw Mattel do that when they were doing these Justice League movie figures. And the one with the helmet is going to be the store exclusive. There's going to be two versions of Batman. There's going to be one with a mask and one without, and the unmasked version, the Bruce Wayne as it's listed, is going to be the store exclusive. And then there's two versions of Superman. Now, surprisingly, it looks like the exclusive version is his regular outfit, blue and red suit. And then I guess the regular release is going to be his black outfit, which will be featured more in this movie. So the Snyder cut version. We really didn't see that in the regular version. But so for whatever reason, they decided to make that the regular release, it looks like. And there's also going to be what they're calling mega figures, which I guess are deluxe type figures, so not Build-A-Figures. And I don't know what the price will be on these, but they're 10 inches. They're saying they're about 10 inches in height. So Steppenwolf, which is getting a CGI makeover for the Snyder Cut version, so it should look different from the Mattel version. And then also Darkseid, which did not appear in the original cut of the movie. So we're going to be getting a Darkseid figure for the first time. Now, these are being listed with a June 2021 release date, and there's also one other figure they have listed here, which is not a movie figure. It is Wonder Woman, a variant version of Wonder Woman, which also should be a store exclusive, and it's with the Dr. Fate helmet that we saw Todd tease in one of his early videos when he showed off unpainted prototypes for the last night wave of figures. So again, this one looks like is going to be exclusive to probably either Walmart or Target, but I don't know exactly which one. We also have gotten our first official look at the upcoming regular release of the Mandarin Spawn figure, 7-inch Mandarin Spawn figure. This is the red version. So this image comes via Diamond's Previews magazine. So previously Todd had only shown us some unpainted prototypes. Now, since this image hit the net, Todd did do a video where he briefly holds the figure up in the packaging, and we see that it is going to have the same type of packaging as the gold label version. So it is going to have its own unique Spawn packaging. They're not sitting it, they're not putting it in a subline. Originally, when listings for this figure had shown up overseas, back before it was officially announced, they had it listed with the Witcher figures, which caused some confusion, but it looks like it's going to be its own thing, and this should be available everywhere. Again, it's been listed in Diamond's Previews magazine, and we should be getting, Todd, in the video kind of made it seem like the figure was already out there. It's not. In fact, like I said, other than this previews image and showing it briefly in his video, we've not seen anything official, on this. But it looks like it has the same weapons as the gold label version, the blue version, only the blades are a different color, and then of course it's got the different paint scheme and everything. So I prefer the red version, so this is the one I would probably get as opposed to the gold label one, which should be hitting stores. The gold label version, Walmart version, should be hitting shelves at any point. Todd had said they were already out on shelf. Walmart on the website says January 19th, and we'll probably start seeing them somewhere, hitting shelves somewhere in between those dates. We've also gotten our first glimpse at the second wave of gold label figures, which again here in the United States means they'll be Walmart exclusives. So one of the figures is that gold reverse Red Death figure that I've talked about a couple times. So that one is definitely coming as a Walmart exclusive. These will likely be going up for pre-order sometime this week on the Walmart website. As I'm filming this, they're not yet up there, but Todd had indicated in that video where he was showing off the Mandarin Spawn, he indicated that the second wave was going to be announced officially this week. These images went up briefly on the McFarlane Toy Facebook page, but then were pulled, so I don't know why they pulled them. But again, more details and everything should be coming sometime this week. But we're getting that gold reverse Red Death figure. We're getting the Warhammer 4000 Blood Angels Lieutenant. And then we're getting another version of the Mortal Kombat Spawn figure, which they are labeling as Curse of Apocalypse Spawn. So, it's some different paint apps. It's going to have the mace weapon. So, but again, it's basically just a repaint of that Mortal Kombat Spawn that we've previously gotten. Real quick, we got some official images this week from Mattel for the upcoming Masters of the Universe Origins Land Shark vehicle. We had seen some images of this released at PowerCon, but, strangely enough, they were showing the vehicle with He-Man driving it. Now they've updated it with Skeletor. This is a bad guy vehicle. So, we've got the new looks at the packaging and just close-ups of the vehicle. Now, this was available briefly on Amazon's website for pre-order the other day, but sold out. But you can go to places like Big Bad Toy Store and get this. It's up for pre-order. And all the Masters of the Universe Origin stuff is now available pretty much anywhere that wants to carry it. It is no longer a Walmart exclusive line. So places started carrying them on January 1st or putting them up for pre-order. Target stores have been carrying them in their physical stores. You may have caught on TNI. I found a bunch of them at Target, and I did a photo review on there. And also Amazon has started listing these on their website, some of the stuff on their website. So and Target has actually started listing these on their website as well. So not just physical stores, but on Target.com. So these are hitting everywhere now, which means they should be much easier to get. You may still have to wait a little bit for some things, but I don't think, so far from what I can tell, everything is pretty easily attainable. Whether you're buying it online or at physical stores, it'll probably still be easier to get it online than at physical stores. But being that it's no longer Walmart exclusive, if you've been holding off on collecting this line and wanted to, now is probably the time to start. We also got some official images for 2 more upcoming figures in the line, with the Hordak figure and the Triclops, which is a regular version of Triclops. There's also that different colored Triclops that was the fan poll winner that they did last year. But they're giving us, of course, it was kind of a given, but they're giving us a regular release of Triclops in his traditional colors. And that's part of the same wave that's going to have the Ninja figure and the Stratos figure. So, Hordak here is not looking super exciting, to be honest. He's looking pretty plain. There is a deluxe version of Hordak that is supposed to be coming, which will probably be one of his armored versions like they did in the original toy line. But we are, if you just want regular Hordak, based on this image that we've gotten, it doesn't even look like he has, whatever accessory he comes with is probably packaged behind him. They usually wrap them up, the accessories in plastic, and put them behind the figure. So with this card back image, which is all we've gotten so far, you can't really tell what exactly is coming with him. And though the line is technically no longer Walmart exclusive, there are a few exclusives that will be coming. There's going to be a Panther figure that is flocked. Right now, the regular release version has started showing up at Target stores, but there will be a flocked version that's going to be exclusive to Walmart. And then there's also going to be a 2-pack with it's called a Rise of Evil 2-pack with Keldor and the version of Trapjaw, Cronus before he became Trapjaw. So those are going to be Target store exclusives, and I don't have any specific release dates on those, but I suspect they'll probably be out within the next few months. For you G.I. Joe Classified fans, the Zartan figure and the Cobra Trooper figure, in fact all of Wave 3, has started to see release overseas. Places like our sponsor Robot Kingdom have been shipping them out to folks. And with that, we've gotten a look at the card back, or the packaging, the artwork on the packaging, which has been updated to include newer figures such as Lady J and Flint and Zartan, and Firefly is on there now, which is of course a Target store exclusive. But one thing to note also on this packaging are the characters. The Vipers are on there, but I've got Major Blood that is on there, and then the Alley Vipers, which are actually on the original artwork as well. But there have been a number of indications that Major Blood was going to be released in the line soon. Barbecue is another one. However, he's actually not featured on this updated image. But rumors have suggested that Major Blood and Barbecue would be the next 2 figures. Though it's really not clear to me whether those are going to be Target exclusives or regular releases. Some people seem to think they are going to be regular releases, but I honestly don't know. But again, you can see with this new updated images, it definitely looks like Major Blood, which looks pretty much like his classic look, is in fact coming. For you Jurassic Park fans, we've got to look at what appears to be an upcoming 3.75-inch scale Legacy Collection set, which will feature Dennis Nedry, or as I like to call him, Nerdy, and a Jeep. So we got the con exclusive version of Nedry before, but this is going to be a regular release and no specific details. These images, or this image I should say, which is a very low res, looks like from a catalog or something from Jurassic.com. They're the ones that found this image. So as soon as I get more details on this, as far as release date or what have you, I'll be sure to pass it on to you guys. Another 80s toy line is looking to make a comeback of sorts. So this company, it's an overseas company called Remen Toys, has announced that they are doing figures that are based on the Centurions. Now, these do not appear to be officially licensed as Centurion toys. They repeatedly on their Facebook page, as they've announced these figures, they just call them like commandos and stuff. So they are not using the word Centurions, which to me says, they're not officially licensed. So I don't know how, I've never heard of this company before. I don't know what the quality of their product will actually be. They've been giving updates on their Facebook page. But definitely, I wouldn't recommend that you try and buy these until someplace, if someplace reputable, like say a Big Bad Toy Store, were to opt to carry them. But as it is, these definitely, you can tell these designs are based on the old Centurion Power Extreme animated series back in the 80s. There was a toy line from Kenner back in the day. Some of these armor designs actually were based on designs from legendary comic book artist Jack Kirby. So, the three figures that they're showing off are Sea Operations, Commander Max Ray, though again, they're not using anything that was officially, they're not calling it Max Ray, they're just calling it like a Sea Commander figure. Then we're getting, and that is the green one, and then we're getting what looks like the Ace McCloud, which is the blue armor, and which they're calling Air Operations, and then the Specialist Jack Rockwell, which is the yellow one, which is the Land Operations Specialist. So, like I said, these are 1/10 scale listed figures, which should be about 7 inches in height. But again, these do not appear to be officially licensed. And being I know really nothing about this company, I would probably wait until we see more, or like I say, wait and see if a reputable e-tailer like a Big Bad Toy Store decided to carry these. I have a new Star Wars rumor that I wanted to go on and pass along to you guys. So this has not been officially confirmed by Hasbro, so do take it as a grain of salt until Hasbro does confirm it. But based on intel that I have seen, it looks like we are going to be getting 2 new Black Series figures based on Ponda Baba and Cornelius, Dr. Cornelius. So Walrus Man, as I prefer to call him, definitely easier to pronounce, and his partner. Now, I don't know if these are going to be based on the appearances from Rogue One or the original appearances from A New Hope. I don't have those specific details. I haven't actually seen the figures. But these should be shipping in the same wave that's going to have the flashback Luke and Leia from the trilogies, from the Rise of Skywalker movie that I've told you about, which of course is also still rumor at this time. But based on what I've seen, all 4 of those figures are going to be part of the same wave. So hopefully Hasbro will start confirming some of this stuff in the fairly near future. Now switching over to Marvel, so just today Arcade1Up announced finally that they are going to be doing a cabinet machine based on the side-scroller X-Men game. So this is one I've been waiting for, and not only X-Men, but also Captain America and the Avengers, which is another side-scrolling game where you could have like 4 to 6 players. Most of the original arcades had 4, but I do believe there were some that had 6. But with the Arcade1Up, it allows you to play 4 people, at least on the actual cabinet. Very similar to like their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle machine. Now this one, like their newer machines, has Wi-Fi capability, so that means you can play people online. So I suppose possibly they could allow up to 6 players online. I don't have those details. I would tend to doubt it. I think they'll probably stick to 4, but who knows? We'll have to see. But I am very happy to see that they're finally doing this cabinet with both the X-Men and the Captain American Avengers. 2 of my favorite games when I was a kid, and definitely will be adding this one. Now there is a 3rd game which is called Avengers and Galactic Storm, based on the old Marvel Comics Galactic Storm storyline. I don't remember this game at all. It was from Data East, and I guess it was a straight to home release, maybe even a computer release. So I know very little about this other than it's described as essentially a two-player game, 1 to 2 player game. So it is, and we see this a lot where they take home cartridge type games and include them in these machines. So, but to me, the two big ones that would be worth getting are the X-Men and the Captain America and the Avengers. Now, I don't have any pricing information. It probably is going to be in the neighborhood of $500, if not more. So, with the new features and everything that they've been adding, and usually they include them now with the risers and the lighted up marquees and things like that. So, I would expect this to be no cheaper than $500 and might even be a little bit more. We'll just have to wait and see. And I also don't know how exactly this will be released, if it's going to be a general release, a store exclusive. Physical stores that generally carry these are Best Buy and Walmart, and GameStop has them too, I believe. But again, we'll have to wait on those details, pricing information, and availability, and when exactly it's going to be released. But if you've been wanting these games in a cabinet, they are coming and should be at some point this year. And I do still plan on doing a review of some type here in the very near future. I got a little distracted last week with everything that went on last week, so I didn't get a lot of videos that I wanted to do last week out. But I am planning on doing a review of the more recent Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet game, which also has the Wi-Fi features and everything. So do stay tuned for that. Hasbro today also put up for pre-order a new Marvel Legends She-Hulk figure. So this is a repaint of the gray Fantastic Four one they did last year, only now she's got green colors. They also threw in an extra head sculpt on this one, and you get the extra pair of hands. The new head sculpt actually I think looks really good, and I just like this figure a lot more in green than I did in gray. In fact, I didn't get the gray version, but I will probably end up getting this one. Now, the one thing to note here, though, on this figure is we are seeing a price increase on it, about $2 to $3 price increase. So, and I've been doing some checking on that. My initial thought when I first saw the increased price was perhaps it was because it was like a fan channel exclusive figure. We've seen sometimes Hasbro raise prices on some of their subline figures and stuff, specialty market figures. But I've been doing some checking, and it does look like there is a price increase coming across the board for Marvel Legends, as well as other 6-inch lines from Hasbro, like Black Series. So I won't say it's 100% confirmed, since Hasbro has not yet officially confirmed it. But again, I've been doing some checking, and it looks like starting in with product coming out starting in about July timeframe, we are going to see a price hike on these Marvel Legend figures. So, it's kind of, I obviously I don't want to have to pay more on these figures than we are already paying, especially, for somebody like me who collects multiple lines, it gets very expensive. But at the same time, I've got to admit that Hasbro has not across the board raised prices on Marvel Legends for many years now. So, and anyone who doesn't think that at some point a price increase is going to come, I mean, you're crazy. These prices only go up, and so it's only a matter of time. So, like I said, it's been a long time coming. So I guess, I don't like it, but at the same time, I'm not going to blame Hasbro for it. I don't know why the exact reasoning for the price increases, but I'm sure there are justifications for it that if they decided to give, which they probably won't. We'll just end up seeing, as pre-orders go along, we'll just see the price increase on them. Now, another thing I want to note here is I don't know if this is going to be a price increase on everything Hasbro does, or is it just going to apply to like 6-inch figures? I don't know specifically if it'll even apply to things like G.I. Joe Classified or Power Rangers, though I suspect it will. But also, like, will we see price increases on, like, 3 3/4 inch scale figures or things like that, or like Transformers? I have no information on anything beyond just 6-inch figures at all, so I really don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, price increases across the board on everything, but I don't have that information at this time. I also, as far as will we see these price increases right away at the big box retailers, my guess is probably, starting in that July timeframe. But it is true that big box retailers often get discounts because they order in such large bulk over the smaller e-tailer guys. So it's possible if they wanted to try and thin out some of the competition, they could probably eat the increase in price and not actually raise the price on you guys, at the consumer level, at least starting out. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out, but my guess probably we'll see a price increase, and I'm really kind of judging that on, we are starting to see price increases on other action figure lines. I've heard multiple reports that Targets have started to sell the 6-inch Fortnite figures from Jazzwares. We've started to see those Targets selling those figures going from $20 to $30. So that's quite a price hike. I don't know what the justification for that is, and I don't know how widespread that is. But I do think that probably we are going to see more and more companies starting to raise prices a bit on these action figures in the coming days. So just something to prepare for with your wallet and such as you're budgeting out what you want to try and get this year. I'm sure some people will have to be a little more limited on what they get because, we just don't have the money to buy everything. So... and like I said, it's not 100% confirmed, but based on checking that I've been doing, it definitely looks like there is a price increase coming this year. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything we talked about in the comments section below. As always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. Stay safe out there, guys, and until next time, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.